The Broncos are so eager to trade away first-round draft picks, they might as well trade away their next 6 first-round draft picks because they were so easily ready to give up 2 first rounds and 2 second rounds and a third round for Russell Wilson, which, by the way, I still think Russell Wilson is still going to be a good quarterback in this league. I think he has more than 3 or 4 years left in that arm where he can be a successful quarterback. And handing him one of the better offensive minds in NFL history in Sean Payton is definitely going to help him. But it might take a year to understand this offense. This offense is not easy to learn. I've heard Drew Brees say there's a lot of understanding on positioning and how you use the receivers and how you're running routes in this offense. And he needs to learn this offense over the summer, going into the season of next year. And the Broncos, they might have the wide receiving talent to do this, and Williams coming back. Their offensive line stinks. And if you look at the Saints' offensive line for really 6 to 7 years that Peyton was there, was one of the elite offensive lines in football.
Pretty much up until his last year.
Yes, it was one of the elite offensive lines. You can't run his offense without an elite offensive line because he likes to run the ball. Go look at the running backs he's had over the years.
And the team running games collectively, too. They've had 3-headed backfields, too, with, remember, Bush, McAllister, and Pierre Thomas. These random guys that make work, too.
And Williams is great. He is going to be a good run. He's a stud running back. Coming back from an ACL, MCL injury, it's going to take him a little while to get back, but it's definitely going to benefit Sean Payton, having Sean Payton come and help out that offense. But they're going to have to rebuild that offensive line, and you can't find elite offensive linemen in the third round. Mm-hmm. And you still going into this year, you still don't have a first and a second.
Yeah, they're going to have to be able to find a right tackle that's definitely better.
In the third round.
Garrett Bowles is not going to be great coming off of an injury already, as it is. I like Dalton Reisner at left guard. He's pretty good. Center is not great with Cushenberry. He's probably going to be a free agent. And then, all of a sudden, you're looking at a very patchwork line. I thought it never was, I don't think it was ever bad coming into this year, but it definitely regressed from where it was kind of an average offensive line, and now regressed to below average. And in pass protection, especially, some of it is Russell Wilson. He does like to hold the ball a little long, but still, it was really bad towards the end of the season. There were games where Russell Wilson was taking sacks with like 6 seconds to throw the ball sometimes because or 6 seconds before he could release the ball, and all of a sudden the guy's right in your face.
Yep.
And that's some of it's on him, but a lot of that's on the offensive line, just not knowing how to work with him either. And you need to be able to do that in a complex offense with a complex quarterback too.
Saints get this year's first-round pick, 29th overall, which is from Miami for the Chubb trade, and a 2024 second-round draft pick for Peyton. That means next year, you don't have a second-round draft pick again. That's 3 years without second-round draft picks. When you look at the draft, the number 1 and number 2 picks are your starters. So you traded your first and your second, and a third this year. I don't even think they have a third this year.
Yep.
I don't think they have a 1 or a 2 or a 3 going into this offseason for this year's draft. Payton becomes the 8th NFL head coach to be traded for draft picks. Payton interviewed for 4 of the 5 head coaching vacancies: the Broncos, Cardinals, Panthers, and Texans, and only one he didn't interview was the Colts. By the way, out of all those teams, why would you pick the Broncos? I mean, I would have taken the Cardinals job. I would have. Kyler Murray, he's kind of the quarterback that he likes. I mean, Drew Brees is, small guy. Now, Russell Wilson's a small guy too, and a lot of people compared Russell Wilson's game to Drew Brees, over the years. Even though Russell Wilson likes to get out of the pocket and use his legs, he's become more of a pocket-present quarterback over the last couple of years. He really has. Maybe because of his age, maybe because of his finger.
Maybe because of getting beat up by the horrible Seattle offensive lines over the years too.
Ian Rappaport reports that the Broncos were leaning towards DeMeco Ryans before he committed to the Texans head coaching job. After that, they were ready to pull the trade for Peyton.